Hi all, welcome to the Developer YouTube channel. In this current time, every applications we are using in our day-to-day life, that we see one bot feature is being implemented, and every day we are querying our doubts on that chat, and within a fraction of second we got response. We are using banking applications, shopping applications, any kind of application. So everywhere this kind of GenAI implementations are being done on their application. So in this video, we'll be trying to implement our ChatGPT kind of features in our Spring Boot application. So we'll be using APIs of OpenAI, and then we'll be added into our current Spring Boot applications, and we'll be using REST API to call those ChatGPT, and we will be getting the response using some kind of get API or the post API. So it will be something look like that. If we send the request, and then we will be getting the response in a concise way. So before going ahead with the video, I request you please subscribe to the channel, as we make videos on Java, Spring Boot, microservices, API development, and all kind of software technologies. So let's get started. So before going to the code implementations, so what is actually a Spring AI? The Spring AI in general, it gives a flexibility to implement any kind of AI modules in our Spring Boot applications. So it can be the chat applications, it can be like text to image kind of model, it can be text to speech kind of model. So in this specific video, we'll be implementing the chat model. So we'll be writing our query, and we will be hit this send request, and we'll be getting the response. So let me know if you want videos on this text to image. So if we give some text, the image will be generated. If we give some text, the speech will be converted. This kind of video, if you want, let me know in the comment section. So now we have this Spring AI dependency in our Spring Boot application. We can use this, but to call any GenAI services, we need any GenAI provider. So we have like OpenAI, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. So we can, in this video, we'll be specifically using OpenAI provider, where we'll be using ChatGPT features to in our projects, and we'll be implementing it. So let's get started. So before going ahead, so I will suggest you to code along with me. So we'll be going to this start.spring.io, and we'll be creating the project called Java, and we can use 3 versions. You can give the name of artifact name and descriptions, and I'll be using Java 17 version. So the dependency we required first is we'll be creating an API. So we need the Spring Web dependency. Next, as I mentioned, we'll be using OpenAI provider. So OpenAI, and here, and we'll be using ChatGPT model. So you can use this ChatGPT, so OpenAI. So you can like generate and open it into the IntelliJ IDE. So I have already generated, and I'll be opening it to the IntelliJ IDE. Let's open it. So if we go to this pom.xml file, we can see this OpenAI dependency has been added. So Spring Start model OpenAI, and the Spring Starter Web, and this OpenAI version, the Spring AI version is 1.1.1 because it is the latest release. Now we'll be going to this OpenAI website to get the API key to implement in our projects. So let's go to this chat completion, click on this, and here you will get, we will be using basically this chat models, and here they are provided the steps to add the API or the API key on your Spring Boot application. So we have Google, we have NVIDIA, but here we will be using the OpenAI. So click on this OpenAI. So they said like you need to create an API with OpenAI to access the GPT model. So you can sign up You can click on this API key pages. That will end it to your OpenAI website, so openai.com account.api key. And if you don't have account, you can create an account. So I have already created one API key. Let's me create a new one. So go to the create a new secret key. You can mention it as test gen AI key. Then click on create secret key. You can copy it and you can paste it on the properties files. So you can copy it and paste it as of now in the notepad. So let's go to this spring application.properties file. In this application and that properties file, here will be need the two configurations. First one is like to add the API key, and the second one is like which model, ChatGPT model will be using. So for that you can use spring.ai.openai API key, and to use that model, let me paste that. So I have pasted this API key, and the model name is GPT 4.0 mini. And to know like which models you want to use, you can go to this API key, same, go to this doc, then you will see this getting model, all the model name. GPT 5.1 is the latest one. The model that I have used is totally free. You will not get any charge. So that's why I have used GPT 4.0 mini. And if you want like GPT 5.1, so there is a like the price is required. So it will not work even like if you use 5.1, it will not work until you have some what is there, some credit on this ChatGPT, because we will be using everything for free, so no need to use this model. So it is for the development purpose. Let's close this, and I also close this. So now go back to this. The model name is already mentioned, and if you want to add extra more like properties, so you can scroll a little bit down, like all the properties, like it has a retry properties, and it has like chat properties, everything it is there, connection properties, base URL, the API key that is we have just now used, project ID, everything. You can just scroll down, scroll over it, and you will get like more information. Let's go ahead with the video. So if you are still watching the video, I will request you please subscribe to the channel, and if you have any doubts, you can comment that in the comment sections. So as I mentioned, like I will be using creating on Gate API. So let's start and create on Gate API. So let me create that. So we have created one chat controller, named it the class, and we have created one like chat services. Uh, Ignore it as of now. So and this Get API name is API/chats, and in a request. So as you know, we are passing one text or the string as a request body, so it will be stored in the message, and in the response entity we are sending the response, and how the response is coming, the output will be coming from this chat services from the aux functions. So let me create this chat services, and the catch block, if there is any issue or the error, it will be returning the error. So let me create this chat services. So I have created this chat services, and I have annotated to the service because it's a service class. And if we see, I have used one class called the chat client. If we see, this chat client is coming from chat.client. So it's actually a client, because in this particular example we are dealing with this OpenAI. So if we use like a Gemini or that or the Claude, so that for that there will be a different models. So I am passing here OpenAI chat models. So it is coming from AI.openai chat models. So then I have created this model. So model is being created, and it is attached to this client. So once we get in the ask method, we are getting this particular prompt. So what is that prompt? Any prompt which the user is giving. So after the prompt is passed. So there is a dot prompt function is being called. So we are passing this message. From that, after passing the message, we are calling this client, and whatever the response there, we are using dot content method to get the response, and it is returning as an string. So it is just a simple logic to get the response when the like request type or the prompt is in text. So in the later videos also I will be explaining you like how to from the text how to create the image, from the text how to create like audio, the speech. So if you want those kind of video, you can comment me, and like still if you have any issue you can ask me on the comment section. Now everything is being done. Now let's go ahead and do the testing. So I will be going to this applications, click on this run. As you see, this application is started on the port 8080. So now go to this API. What is that API name is API/chat, and it's a get mapping. So let's go to this API/chat and get mapping 8080. So first let's give one prompt, simple prompt. So we can ask like which model he is using, which model you are. Click on the send. So it is taking some time because it is making the connection with the OpenAI using using this key, and it is thinking like which model to use. Not thinking, it's actually we have provided. So if we see this, it is saying like GPT-3 model is using, and its training includes like until October 2023. Why we are it is showing October 2023? Because we are using some older versions, and if you want to use like latest version like GPT 5, so we need to have some credit. I think we need to pay some dollar, then only it will work. So just for our testing purpose, also it is for the testing purpose, development purpose, we are using the lower model. So so now it is getting called. So now let's give another prompt. List down Java 8 features and click on send. So if you see this the response we are getting, as also as a Java developer we know this is Lambda expressions, function interface, stream API, and the default methods. So those are like Java 8 features that was introduced in Java 8. So this GPT is actually working fine. Now let's get some like latest information. As we know, this Spring Boot 4 is being released. So let's ask, although it have limited memories, sorry, limited information, it will not give that much information. So what is Spring Boot 4 features? Let's ask Spring Boot 4 features. I guess it will not giving any result, I guess, because the uh, knowledge is limited till October 2023, what we have seen. So it is saying like as my last knowledge in October 2020, Spring Boot has not been released, but the Spring Boot 4 is actually released. So we need to use the latest model. So that's all about our videos. Let me know if you have uh, any uh, any doubts. You can ask me on the comment sections. So if you want videos on how to implement this ChatGPT in our like Spring Boot instead of using this REST API or the Postman. So actually we want to use any web application where there will be nice UI will be there, and we will be doing some calls. And if you see that in this particular um, videos, there is only one prompt we are passing, and we are getting the response. There's no interactive way to get the response, so it is not in the continuous way. So we need to use that model depending upon like accuracy, what kind of accuracy you want to get. So yeah, that's all about the video. Thank you for watching the video.